Hi, Chris Whiting here for Camera House, talking live video streaming. Now I have 5 topics or tips to discuss with you today on live video streaming. Okay, firstly, cameras. Now there are lots of different cameras that you can use for live video streaming. There's a few considerations to think about for this. You have to make sure firstly that it does not go into sleep mode. You can go into your menu and turn off sleep mode, but not all cameras can do this. So make sure you get a camera where you can turn sleep mode off so it does not go to sleep. Sometimes you might need to take the SD card out of the camera and not record as well, because quite often some of these cameras only have a limited record time of like half an hour. Now the other consideration is battery power. Streaming can go for hours at a time, so you have to make sure that you have got mains power. Now, not all cameras come with mains power or can have mains power. So there are a lot of third-party providers there that can have what we call dummy power, which you plug into the mains outlets and you can run the camera for long periods of time. Now you have to think about overheating as well when you're talking about this. Make sure the camera does not overheat. Some cameras can get very, very hot and you're trying to stream with them all day long. Now camcorders can be really good when you talk streaming because they come with mains power and they have microphone jacks and all that sort of thing. The other thing you have to make sure on your camera that it's got an HDMI out port. So that's how you normally connect to your computer, is through an HDMI. So you have to make sure you've got an HDMI port on your camera. And the other good thing to have would be a microphone jack and a headphone jack to monitor your audio. Now they're not always key because there are other ways to get audio into your computer for your streaming, but I would recommend one that's got a headphone jack and an audio jack. You also need to look at a video encoder. Quite often you'll need an encoder like this to get the signal from the camera through to the computer. Now some cameras connect straight to the computer via USB and that sends the preview vision from the camera into the computer, but it will not bring the audio with it. So quite often you need an HDMI port and an encoder to get the signal into your computer. Blackmagic do quite a lot of encoders. They do single encoders here. This is a SDI and HDMI one. They've also got switches that you can put in 4 cameras into the switcher and then switch it before it comes into your computer. In the description below, I've put a link to Elgato's website and they've got a really good resource there which lists all the main cameras and whether they're good for streaming or not. Okay, second topic I want to discuss is audio. Now audio is key. Whether you're talking live video streaming or any video production at all, audio is key. You really got to make sure you've got good audio. That's why I mentioned before having an audio jack into your camera and also a headphone jack to monitor it. There's all different types of microphones that you can use. I love using the little lapel microphones. Oh, did I touch that? I like using these little lapel microphones. They're great wireless lapel mics or lav mics that you can use for presenters. And also I put these on lecterns at functions and events. I just clip it on discreetly onto the lectern and run the wire down from the microphone on the lectern. And that way, whenever I'm talking through that microphone, I have also got it into my camera directly. So yeah, you've got on-camera mics, with mini jacks, XLRs, you've got omnidirectional or directional microphones. I also use a 12-channel mixer here. So quite often I'll try and get an audio out from the AV guys. If I'm doing a function as well, it can go straight into that. My lav and my other mics for atmospheric sound, I'll also put through my mixer so I can check and adjust the levels and get them all correctly mixed before they come into my computer. And this mixer is actually a USB mixer. So to go into your computer, you've got to have a USB mixer if you want to have a multi-channel mixer to go into your computer. So the third topic I'd like to discuss is connectivity. Now you can have the best camera and best audio, but if you've got no connection to the internet and your stream doesn't go out there, then it's all for nothing. So make sure you have a very strong internet connection to ensure that you have a great clean stream. Now I've got a router here that's a dual SIM router. So it's got a fail safe. So if one SIM card fails and the signal's lost, then it'll go to the other SIM card. Now there is a bit of a lag in there, so there will be dropout, but when I get to a location where I'm doing a stream, I check what provider has got the best internet. In the router here, I've got Telstra and Optus SIM cards, and in my phone, I've got Vodafone. So between those 3, I hope to have good connection wherever I go. The other thing to consider, I think, is having a really good Ethernet port. Going Ethernet into your computer is a lot better than Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, you can share the signal, it can get interrupted, but if you've got a hardwired Ethernet signal into your computer, is another fail-safe. So connectivity is key. Make sure you've got a good router, good clean internet connection. Okay, the fourth tip I've got for you is audiences and platforms. Now, where your audience is will depict on what platform you will stream to. If you've got a massive social following, it's probably going to be Facebook or Instagram. But if you're a gamer, it's more likely to be Twitch or one of those gaming platforms. And make sure you publicize your upcoming stream. There are whole videos on how to increase your streaming audience. Make sure that you give people lots of lead notice, whether you put out a tweet or a post on social or email or text message. Make sure you've got people ready to view your stream. And once you are streaming, engage with your audience. Look at the comments, give shout outs. People love to be engaged, and that's one of the keys with a live video stream, is to engage with your audience that could be anywhere around the world. There are also streaming platforms where you can monetize your stream. You might be doing an online course or a lecture that you can monetize, and you've got a pay-per-view platform where people need to log in and pay to watch your stream. You can also set up a private link for streaming. I quite often use an unlisted video on YouTube and pre-schedule that, and I can send that link out to people who can view that with the link. This is great for internal communication to your team, whether it's internationally or locally, and only people with that link can view that video. Right, my fifth and final tip for you is streaming platforms. Now, you can stream directly to Facebook and Instagram with your phone, but phones are very average quality. In low light, they're bad, the audio is bad. So I'm talking about platforms that you can use like OBS, Streamlabs, Ecamm Live, those sort of platforms where is a computer platform and you can bring your multiple cameras in there. You can fade to different cameras, cut to different cameras. You can use graphic overlays, add in animations, PDFs, PowerPoint, picture-in-picture, split screens, green screens. You can bring in presenters from Skype to add to your stream, and it really takes the streaming up to a professional level. So I really highly recommend using a platform that you can stream to the world. So those are my 5 tips for live video streaming. Now, I haven't really mentioned lighting in this video. Lighting is obviously very important. Quite often you'll be streaming in big convention centers or churches or boardrooms where you don't have much control over the light. But if you are doing this sort of thing in front of a computer, make sure you've got nice light, whether it's a hair light, it's a ring light, LED, fluorescent, natural light. Natural light's great. Try and use as much natural light as you can. But yeah, really have a good think about lighting, and also look at your background. You don't want to have a mattress on the floor and dirty washing and dirty dishes all over the place. Try and make it a bit interesting, add a bit of color or a few themes or whatever interests you in the background to make it more interesting. And if you've got a really bad small room, then use a green screen. You can easily drop down a little pull-up green screen behind you. It's very easy to do and it makes your stream look very, very professional. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe so you do not miss a thing. And if you need any more information on any sort of photography or video equipment, visit the experts at Camera House in-store or online. They're fantastic, whether you've got questions on photography, video, lighting, lenses, bags, memory cards, printing, whatever it may be. The experts at Camera House are fantastic. Highly recommend them. Okay. I think that went pretty well. Oh, and make sure you stop your live stream at the end of it. It could be embarrassing otherwise.